Hi everyone, today is a little bit of a different video. We are in my library room in my house. We're going to be reorganizing my bookshelf bookshelves and sorting through because things have become a mess and books are in places I can't keep track of, and a lot of authors are divided, and I usually like to keep all my books according to authors. So we're going to be organizing my bookshelf today. I reorganize my bookshelf almost like every 8 to 12 months, and I didn't really think of recording this process, but like one person on my YouTube asked me to show my bookshelves, and then a couple people on Instagram have also reached out to me asking me to like do a bookshelf reorganization video. So I thought we'll do it. Honestly, never been into it because my library room is kind of cramped. I live with my family and I'm not the only reader in the house. So like the entire room is just, there's a shelf here, my shelf. I have extended cardboard bookshelves, temporary bookshelves made out all over here, my dad's shelf, my sister's, my mom's. So the entire room is like filled with everyone's books, and the lighting because of it is really not good. Yeah, that's why I never like to shoot in front of my bookshelves. But like I'll be waiting far too long to get like an aesthetic room for my bookshelf, so it's fine, like let's just do what I thought. Yeah, that's why we're here. This is my main bookshelf. Over here, it has one, two, three, four. There's one down below as well. Four, I don't know what are these rows of bookshelves, two sides each. And then we have these extended bookshelves. They were supposed to be temporary, but I've had them for over 2 years now. Will I get rid of them and get actual shelves anytime soon? I don't know. I procrastinate a lot. So your guess is as good as mine. We have this cardboard area, we have a couple other cardboard boxes here, and then all of these as well. And then I also have like three floating shelves in my bedroom. Those also have books, and I also have some books lying around in places here and there. And I want to shelf them finally. So I think let's just start removing all the books. So the process is gonna be, we're gonna remove all the books, get all of them into my living room because I don't have space to put them down here, nor do I have space in my hallway. Like I have space, but it'll get crowded and people can't walk through. So we're taking everything from here into my living room, reorganizing all of them, and then bringing them back and putting them into their shelves. Then I'll give you a bookshelf tour as well for all of my books. So shall we get into it? This is how I'm transporting the books out to the hallway. Oh my god. Let's see if I can. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, update time. These shelves are empty. There's lots of books in there as well, but I won't be taking them out right now. I'll show it to you guys when I'm arranging them. It's mostly books from my childhood and books that my parents passed down to me. But time to do this right now. I'm gonna be honest, I am sweating right now and I kind of don't want to do it anymore. This happens every time. I lose interest so fast in doing this and it's so much work. Kinda regretting, but it's fine. We'll push through and do it. At least take all the books out, then I'll take a break, I think, probably, because I am losing willpower right now, but let's keep at it. Okay, so I've cleared out everything. Honestly, these makeshift cardboard boxes need to go. But I'm just, at some point, I need to get up and just buy new shelves. Get it done with. But until then, I will keep using these. Someone please make me a to-do list. All the books are out. I'll show you the books outside, what they look like. We're gonna rearrange them there. And I'm gonna go through these books right here with you. And honestly, I'm gonna take a break now because I am done. I'm tired. I'm like sweating so much. Let's just go through those books and take a break. This is what it looks like. I mostly just have a lot of like Fantastic Five, what no, Famous Five, Secret Seven, lots of Enid Blyton, lots of Agatha Christie, lots of like kids books, books that I grew up with. They're honestly not that interesting now that I'm looking at it, so I'm not gonna go through it fully. But that's what this looks like. Off camera, I'm gonna clean this section out a little bit because it's getting dusty. I'm gonna clean all the bookshelves and then I'll see you guys. Another little update, that corner is sorted. There's a lot of books that I forgot about in my childhood, even though I clean them out every year. Enid Blyton, lots of Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, Agatha Christie, Chetan Bhagat is in there. So y'all know how I said I want to get back into classics this year, and I found a couple of classics I had stashed in there that I'll show you guys later. I'm gonna get to these now finally. I was gifted these honestly when I was like 13, 14, and I was just not into them back then, so I just stashed them away. But I'm gonna get to them now. There's also my copies of the entire Vampire Diary series and Vampire Academy that I hated so much. I was like, I never want to see them. So they got put in there as well. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun rearranging all of that. Okay, time for an update. I spent way too much time doing nothing. I took some pictures of the books for Instagram and then I fucked off to God knows where. Haven't done anything. And I just don't feel like doing it. But like I need to because otherwise my family will kill me. They're like right there in front of me. That's what I'm looking at. They're right there and I'm just not in the mood. No, why did I do this to myself? Every time, I just never learn. Oh my god, I just never learn, do I? I just never learn. I can't. That's them right there. My lovely little books. It's too much work. I need to clean them, sort them, and then rearrange and put them back. I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I want to do something else. You know what? No. We're gonna get up and do it. It's time to get to it. I can't keep procrastinating this. I have to be an adult and finish my responsibility. I did this to myself so I don't actually get to complain. Let's not think of the entire thing. I'm gonna think of just cleaning them for now and then we'll move and see what we do next. Okay, I've arranged all of them by genre. So we have YA fantasies over here as well. And then we have YA contemporary slash sad books over here. Then we have YA romance, some more. This is the entire Harry Potter stack, which is also supposed to go with the YA fantasy. Then we have YA mystery, YA thriller, a single dark academia book because that's the only one I've read. I've also read A Study in Drowning, but I put it in the fantasy pile. Rebecca is the only classic I have here. There are a few more that I removed that are inside the room, but this is the only one I have right now over here. Then these two piles are adult romances. This is a hockey romance pile. Contemporary fiction, non-fiction, adult mysteries, a random Colleen Hoover stack from when I was into it. Why is the Cruel Prince here? It needs to go in there. These two are the Rick Riordan slash Percy Jackson stacks, and that is the Shadow Hunters stack. So I'm gonna place these first in the shelves and give them a place because I have the maximum of these two authors. Like, there's way too many of these books. So I'm gonna place these and then we'll figure out how to arrange all of this. Okay, so I haven't been sharing the process fully of me rearranging the shelves because honestly, I've just been feeling very tired. I struggle to like complete tasks, honestly, and that's something I should have thought of when I started vlogging this, but here we are. I've been taking a lot of breaks and I've just been a little moody about all of this. Anyway, I got a little bit of the work done, and my vision before I show you guys what the shelf is looking like right now is a little bit messy, all over the place, lived in. That's the vibe I'm going for. I personally love shelves that look like they've been lived in, like the books have been like scattered, haphazard books, messy books. I like that kind of aesthetic. I know that's not the aesthetic most people love, so that's the vibe I've gone for a little bit, kind of as much as possible with my shelves because I don't have that much space, but I have way too many books. If you can hear my family outside, I'm sorry, they're really loud. So it's a little bit messy, books are upturned, not looking right. You can't see the cover of a lot of them. That's the aesthetic that I have been loving for the last couple of years. That's kind of been my vibe with my books anyway. Like, I love to keep my books in a good condition. I keep them properly and neat. But however, there's something about a book which has like lived a life and you can see it. So there was a time when I used to like having my books in pristine condition, and while I still take care of them, now I don't mind if there's like wear and tear to the books. If they've yellowed, if pages have been folded, if the spine cracks, I don't mind it. I like how it looks because it tells me that the book has lived a life with me. So yeah, that's kind of been my aesthetic the last couple of years, and that's what I'm going for. That's what it's looking like right now. A little bit all over the place. I would like to turn around some more books. Like the way these have been turned around, I would like to turn around some more, but I'll figure out later what other books I could possibly turn around. Hello, guys. Hi. So, here's the thing, this bookshelf reorganization video, I filmed this over a month ago. It's been over a month, and that was the last clip I took. I mean, as you guys saw, I was clearly just not in it that day, and I didn't even finish the work on that day. I left the books and I finished the work the next day. Didn't bother recording the process and also didn't bother recording a bookshelf tour. So I don't know what to tell you, man. My past self, she's messy, but she was also going through a lot that month. So we'll excuse it. But it's been over a month and not much has changed, to be honest. I've gotten some new books, but for the most part, nothing has really changed in the way I arranged the shelves back then. And I myself haven't really had time to actually even look at them properly. I've been all over the place the last month and a half. So I'm gonna give you guys a tour of what the shelves look like right now and how I arranged them. So yeah, let's get into the tour. So this is what my main shelf and the other temporary shelves are looking like right now. Let's go through them. So this is supposed to be the contemporary slash romance area. So we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold and the second part, Yellow Face. We have the Lauren Asher book, the Love Unwritten or whatever, the first book in it, did not like it. Me Before You, Archer's Voice. We have two Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. Absolutely recommend Daisy Jones. We have two Ali Hazelwood books. Recommend Check and Mate a lot. Then we have Emily Henry books. So we have Happy Place, Beach Read, and Funny Story. We have the first two books in the Off Campus series. We have the Hannah Grace books, Icebreaker, Wildfire, and Daydream. Behind the Net, another hockey romance, and Punk 57, which is a bully romance, my first and only bully romance. Very mixed opinions about this book. And then we have The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This is the movie cover edition. I love this book. We have two books by Frederick Bachman. Anxious People is my absolute favorite. If you're a human being, period, you need to read this book. And Normal People by Sally Rooney. And then I also keep this little painting here. This a close friend of mine painted for me. It's supposed to be me and my dog, and she painted this for my birthday. Then over here is supposed to be the fantasy area. So we have the first two books in the Cinder series and the other two books in the Cinder series. So all four books. We had a Six of Crows duology. Absolutely love them. Best fantasy I've ever read. Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. This is the first print edition. And I also have the black cover edition of Fourth Wing, which is in my room right now. And the Shatter Me series. Then we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy and the Caravel trilogy. These are the other two parts in this book. And then on this shelf, I like to keep this painting right here. Another friend of mine, different friend of mine, painted this for me when my dog Disney passed away. So that's me, my sister, and Disney. Coming to the YA slash contemporary slash sad books, we have Every Day by David Leviathan, All the Bright Places, highly recommend. You've read Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. I loved this book back when I read this in school. Never got to the second part, which is Leah on the Offbeat, but a friend of mine recently gifted me the second part for my birthday. So I'm looking forward to reading that now. The whole thing together, underrated gem, highly recommend. The Hate You Give, collector's edition, highly recommend. E. Lockhart books, we have Genuine Fraud, We Were Liars, and the second part to We Were Liars, and I would highly recommend both these books. They're brilliant. The Song Will Save Your Life, John Green books made my childhood. Girl in Pieces, I Fell in Love with Hope. This book is very interesting. It's Keeping Secrets by Alison Noel. This is a bind-up of two books by this author. And I was hunting for one of the stories in this book, which is Saving Zoe. I'm a huge fan of the Morano sisters, Laura Morano and Vanessa Morano, and they were in the movie for Saving Zoe. It's an indie movie, and the book was honestly very hard to find. You don't get this in India, and it's very expensive when I was able to find it. But I'm really happy that I got my hands on it. I would highly recommend both the movie and the book. If you had been with me, 13 Reasons Why, and this is Playlist for the Dead. It's honestly a lot like 13 Reasons Why, but instead of tapes, we have a music playlist. And then we have A Walk to Remember, Nicholas Sparks. Love the book. The movie is even better. The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. Then we have two Lynn Painter books, Betting on You and Better Than the Movies. And we have two books by Morgan Madsen. Since You've Been Gone is my absolute favorite by her. I have another book by her, which is in my room. And the painting I like to keep over here is one that the same friend painted for me, which is the Shadowhunter rhyme and the Demon Pox song that Will Herondale sings. She painted this for me many years ago, and I absolutely love it. This is the mystery thriller section. So we have A Study in Drowning, because I didn't know where else to place it. And we have all the Holly Jackson books, and this is the collector's edition of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. We have the Inheritance Games books. I also have the Brothers Hawthorne, which is in my room. This is Nerve, Panic, Ready Player One, The Song of Achilles, which I would like to display, to be honest, and If We Were Villains. And then we also have Karen M. McManus books. This is also a Karen M. McManus book. I have another book by this author, which is in my room currently. And these are the Magnus Chase books by Rick Riordan, which connects to this shelf right here. And the painting I like to keep over here is this one. It was painted by the same friend who painted this for me. It's the Sagittarius constellation, because I'm a Saggy. Bringing ourselves down to this section, this is the Cassandra Clare section. So we have the original Mortal Instruments books, the Infernal Devices books, the Dark Artifices books, the Chain of Gold, that entire series. We have the Red Scrolls of Magic. We have the Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy and Ghosts of the Shadow Market. And then we have the 10th anniversary edition of City of Bones. I also have the 5th anniversary edition of Lady Midnight, which is in my room. This is the Rick Riordan shelf. So we have the original Percy Jackson books, the second Percy Jackson books, the third series that's coming out, the first two books in that. This is another Shadowhunter book, belongs over here. All the extra Greek gods, Greek heroes, those books. And also the Trials of Apollo books, and like I said, Magnus Chase, that ties into this entire section right here. Coming to my childhood books, well, there are some other books that tie into my childhood books, but this is again specifically just childhood books. All the Harry Potter books, Hunger Games books, Divergent, Maze Runner, some miscellaneous books again from my childhood, like Famous and Love, that duology, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, The Sun Is Also a Star, Everything, They Both Die at the End, If I Stay, and Eleanor in Park by Rainbow Rowell. Some Colleen Hoover books from when I was into her, the Cruel Prince trilogy,
These are honestly incomplete books. The Darkest Minds, I honestly loved this book but never got the chance to continue it. Hopefully, one day I will. My incomplete edition of Throne of Glass series. I borrowed Throne of Glass from a friend, loved it, got these books. Like, I started reading these back when I think only three of the books were out, and I eventually started losing interest by the time Empire of Storms came out, so never got ahead. Adult mystery, so we have all Dan Brown books. I have Inferno as well, which is in my room. Sydney Sheldon, I have more of these in my room. This is The Guest List, and two Paula Hawkins books. This is The Girl on the Train and Into the Water. This is very random, to be honest. Silent Patient is another adult mystery. More in the Family, adult mystery again. Rebecca, which is a classic. And then the first two volumes in the Heartstopper series. I have volume 3 as well, which is in my living room because I was currently reading it. These are all non-fiction books. So we have two of Conor Franta's memoirs. I was a huge fan of him growing up. The Freedom series is a poetry collection. My friend has 2 poems in this book. This is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Atomic Habits, Psychology of Money, Eat, Pray, Love, The Body Keeps the Score, I Am Malala, Ikigai, and 2 random books right here, The Palace of Illusions and Cross Your Heart, Take My Name. These are not non-fiction. These are all the floating shelves in my room. So any books that I have not read yet or maybe cannot be placed on the shelves right now are over here. So starting with the top, these are all mysteries. So we have Brothers Hawthorne, part of the Inheritance Games, and Such Charming Liars by Karen M. McManus. These I've already read. The Fury, Gone Girl, None of This Is True, Then She Was Gone, Sydney Sheldon, 2 books by Sydney Sheldon. I haven't read any of these yet. This is supposed to be the fantasy area, so Lady Midnight, the 5th anniversary edition I was talking about. The Encyclopedia of Eastern Mythology, I'm reading this right now. Divine Rivals, the duology, I've read this already. Powerless, read this already. Circe, have not read yet. Inferno, I don't know why it's here, it's supposed to be up there. And One Dark Window, I have read already, so this is the only one I haven't read yet, including Circe. Then this is supposed to be anything that's contemporary, romance, classic, general fiction. So Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson is right here. Three Musketeers, I've read this already. The Three Musketeers, have not read yet. The 7-Year Slip, I read and I loved. I would highly recommend. And then all of these are unread books. So The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros, The 40 Rules of Love, The Great Gatsby, Tuesdays with Morrie, The Count of Monte Cristo, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and The Life and Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. These are 4 additional books that don't have a place yet in my library. We have Just for Summer, Mile High, Fourth Wing, the black cover edition, and Naturals. I just read the Naturals recently, like this week. So these 2 I've already read. These 2 I look forward to reading. So yeah, that's my bookshelf. I know the vlog was pretty chaotic and all over the place and not well planned and also not very aesthetic the way most booktubers out here are doing it these days, which I'm not saying I'm a booktuber, but yeah, this is the best I can do, but this is reality. So I'm proud of how it has turned out, honestly. Proud of myself for finishing it and going through with it at least. I don't know how I'm going to be rearranging my books in the future, to be honest. As you can see, it's a little bit of a messy process for me. We'll come to that when we come to that. As of now, I'm really happy with the way the shelves are looking. I'm happy with all the books I have, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know if that was something you were actually interested in seeing, but it was different for me to film. So it was fun. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it'll be linked down below. Beyond that, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.